So then a quick look at Ollie Sims, his data and where we can pick up time. There's plenty of videos of me picking apart every single thing and explaining things simply, but really we're just going to go for broke on this. Ollie's a very experienced rider, but he is, as I've been saying to many people this weekend, proverbially an unguided missile. And what I mean by that is that when you see the data, you think, okay, I can go faster. One thing I want to say straight off the bat is that although the lap time is down, there are places where Ollie has actually done himself proud, such as this particular corner. His GPS speed is actually higher. So, you know, it's only 1K, but at the same time, people are actually trying their hardest to make the best of every single lap that's put out on track, you know. So for Ollie to be 1K faster here than Craig, phenomenal. It shows potential. This is what I love about it, is the fact that, oh man, these guys are beating me. Well, actually, no, you are as fast as them. You just really have to figure out about all these tens of meters and critical markers and, you know, really study and break down the lap. So well done, Ollie. You know, 1K, we'll take it. That's a really, really nice section. One particular section here, which might start off looking like it was bad. It's very hard to see the green trace. There we are. But actually, whatever you did there allowed you to get shit tons more drive out to get into the next corner. Perhaps if that was maintained before you hit the brakes, this would have been a huge advantage over what the other rider did, because you clearly have right there more GPS speed again. So that's 3K higher. So, you know, yeah, I just think well done. So straight away, turn 3 is an absolute agony in Oulton Pk. Reason being, it's blind. Also, on the way in, there is a massive hump which knocks riders out of their saddle. It'll come into view here. So somewhere along here, right when the rider's trying to think about braking, it might be this kink here. But basically, it's a blind entry into the corner, ripping along down here. You know, dare I say, Ollie's on the inside. He is perhaps undertaking somebody going around there. Both lines merge before popping into the corner. So the thing is, what I would advise is that if I look at the meters for braking, 1183 Ollie braked and 1205. So not much in it, about 20 meters of extra braking. What you have to imagine here, this is only GPS speed and it isn't exactly accurate. It could be off by as much as 10k because it's wheel speeds that we need to validate these things with. But if Ollie braked up there, you can imagine that that entire graph, the way it sits, would actually hop up into place just a little bit. A little bit of work to be done on the mid corner, right down there. Right, so mid corner, as soon as Craig even gets a sniff of that curb, basically he's gone, he's back on the power. So there's a massive difference there in GPS speed, if you like. So it's basically 146 for 155. That's a significant, big difference there as well in terms of where we're braking. Let's see what this is. This must be entry into chicane 1. Yes, it is. Okay, so there's a couple of feet there. Let's see exactly where Ollie brakes. Up there, boom, he's on the brakes there now. So that is a track distance of 1867. And then Craig, not too much further away, but it's the flatness of that, if you look. That's Craig's braking marker there, which is 1870. Not much in that, but it's the flatness, like I said, of that yellow curve, where there is doubt in the rider's head. Yeah, this is what we need to get rid of. The next section, if you look, is absolutely pristine. You are matching, if not beating, the fastest kid out there. So, you know, massive potential. Well done. Now then, bear with me here. Just some fun facts. Just want to have a look at various things. Like Ollie complained about braking. We checked his own original data logger and his maximum braking G was about 0.8. Now here, if you look at it, is the biggest one of these. So right there on that point there, so I get it to the absolute maximum, we see an improvement up to 0.87. I want to see if that's into the second chicane just for 1 second. And it is, right? So it's a hard part of the track, but when you stack it up against another guy, let me see, going back to this channel here, basically in the same point we can see that for a longer duration, Craig has been able to achieve, bear with me, need to get a mouse for this, 0.96. Okay, so that's 0.96 G for 0.88 G at that given time. Now Ollie has improved his braking here, which is the point. So there's more meat on the bone. However, he has done a good job to apply himself just a little bit more. This is a massive difference here, though. You see Craig is consistently braking at 1 G, and at the same time Ollie's down to 0.5 with a maximum of 0.64. So now we can start measuring braking and think, well, why are we not braking so hard into this corner when we did that corner? Well, the previous analysis going into chicane 1, we see that Ollie plateaued on the throttle while the bike had to turn around the corner. So it's just a confidence thing with the markers, which is okay as well. So enough of that. Let's look at lean angles. Everybody that is a biker is obsessed with lean angles. So here, Ollie is matching, like for like, the fastest guy out there. So that's 55 degrees of lean negative. That actually means that we're going down the left-hand corner. We're just coming out of the chicane at that point. Just want to get back to this. So negative 55. And we also have, sorry, 2 seconds. We're down 10 there, right, which is the entry into the chicane. So it just kind of illustrates lean angle is directly related to the speed at which you carry. So, you know, one could argue there that if you had more entry speed, you would have to lean further to get into the corner. So basically, yeah, so Craig is consistent there, 55 or 55. We have this right-hander here. The boys are doing 65 degrees of lean. I believe that is the hairpin 2. Let's just go back. Yep, I know my graphs. Hairpin 2, 65 degrees. Some of that is helped by the camber in that section. And the last thing I want to bring up then is the last corner. That's an animal for braking, and that is an animal for, I'll just zoom out a bit. It's going to be that guy there. Someone's crashed. Right there. So let me see. Just bear with me. That is the last corner there. Ollie, you are down only 5k an hour. That's not a big difference. That's not bad at all. So 5k an hour. What I need to do is, it's very late, I'm getting tired. Just want to see the lean angles in that corner, that's all. So because you're 5k down, you're 6 degrees of lean down. Okay, so you can see now that we need speed to lean the bike. You can see the correlation between these things. By the way, you know, the boys are at 60 degrees of lean there, but they are still off throttle here, negative 0.4. Sorry, that's a number. Let me get that in G. They're holding negative 0.47, 0.41 G. So sorry, the hashtag up there is G. So they're still actually braking at that lean angle, which is helping them pull into the corner. So fantastic efforts. Like, it's very impressive altogether. The last thing I want to do just for a minute is run through these three graphs. We've got red, which is hypothetical braking. It's negative acceleration at a certain magnitude. And we have green, which is positive acceleration at a certain magnitude. We assume full gas, and we assume here maximum braking effort. The blue one below then is coasting, right? Now, before we get carried away and say, oh, there's a big coast here, yeah, there actually isn't. Craig is doing the exact same thing, so it's obviously an off-throttle portion of the track. So I'm not terribly concerned about it. However, what I want to do is just point out that perhaps... So here we have full gas, no coasting, instantly onto the brakes, full gas, no coasting. Here there's a bit of ambiguity about where to get off the throttle onto the brake, and a little bit of ambiguity about where to drop the brake, you know. So they're little things that I want to capture, is that when the rider is massively confident, A, there won't be any coasting, and B, these will be tidy, single step, very analog looking graphs. So there are things as well that can come. Not going to get too bogged down in it right now though, but overall, like, it's a good job for a young man that's never had guidance or data and like that. So still quite impressive, and not far off the actual benchmark either. So well done, keep it up.